I'm going to crack a cold one with the boys.
I cracked mine early.
Yeah, you beat us.
Yeah, you did. It's all right. I got my black tea, though. It's really good.
And I've got my Dr. Pepper.
Ooh, Dr. Pepper. Ethan, what do you have?
Coke. So, are we going to address the elephant in the room?
What's the elephant in the room? The fact that you're back?
No. That we're all wearing red flannel.
That's
I was hoping
true.
people would see that and think, wow, what a
Yeah.
cute idea.
What a cute idea.
But now here it is. There's the elephant in the room. We're all wearing red flannels.
Sure am.
The red flannel boys.
Red flannel boys.
The other elephant in the room is Ethan is back from his trip.
Woo,
Yay.
yeah.
3 people clapping is so lame. Oh, man.
my
It
God,
wasn't
that was
even
great.
loud. I didn't even get a loud
What? Clap?
clapping. Yeah.
Oh, you can. Go for it.
All right.
We're going to move on.
Yeah, we're going to move on now. Thanks for the clap, Ethan. We all appreciate it.
Yep. Welcome back to the podcast. This is also your first and last stream here.
Yep.
Getting kicked out already.
Yep. All right, folks. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
So, what are we talking about today, Caleb?
Well, I was just going to talk about how, like, you guys are both ugly. So what has dating been like for you? So I was going to start off with what has dating been like for you guys?
Ethan.
I haven't been really trying, to be honest. Well, and I've also been gone, so it's kind of hard to date.
But didn't you meet a girl out in Arizona?
I did.
You don't have to use your name. Oh, by the way, we're not
Yeah.
using names.
Yeah,
We're not
maybe we
using
shouldn't
names.
use
Yeah, you
names.
can, if you want to refer to anybody from the past, like Fatso or whatever. don't actually use that name either, but we're not using, like, you can make up names.
Demeaning, belittling words.
No, not demeaning, belittling words, but just no names. But anyway, girl from Arizona, didn't you meet one?
Yeah, she was also hiking the Arizona Trail during the time, so I met her in the Grand Canyon, but it didn't work out.
Yeah,
to
but
be
you guys could have
honest.
had your wedding there.
Could have.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Why didn't it work out?
Speaking of cool, you can take your flannel off now that everybody knows that.
Yeah,
we're
dude.
red flannels.
That was a great 3
I'm
seconds.
good for now. I mean, just for now.
Is the red button light on the camera? Okay, just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I can't see it, so if it goes out, then just continue talking, and we'll just
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
just keep going. Yeah.
yeah. All right, take that coat off, and we'll get back to the story.
I'm good. Like,
Kind
I'm
of
a little bit
podcast
warm.
No,
is this?
you talked about it at the beginning that you wanted it off. Now get it off.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's aggressive.
I'm kidding.
It's a hostile work environment.
me to?
Yeah.
We're
What
moving on.
kind of podcast is this?
A fun one. Anyway, so it didn't work out. That's where we were in the story.
But why didn't it work
Yeah,
out?
why didn't it?
Well, I was
what,
just
where, when, and why?
so I was going from town to town, and like our texts weren't like very consistent. But even then, I would like text her, and then she wouldn't text me back for like 3 to 5 days later.
Dang.
Like, so it's like it's not even like I got a message and then I got it later in town. It was like just straight not even getting texted back. So pretty much ghosted.
Yeah, but could you also say that it was from you being out in the middle of nowhere?
Like, how was the reception?
And yeah, like the
Yeah, but she got back and she had reception the whole time.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So it's like
ouch.
it's like, and then she would be like, "Oh, I was really busy," or blah blah blah.
Yeah,
you
really
know?
busy is a good one.
And it's just not true. I mean, if you're gonna make time, you're gonna make time. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Not, I will confirm that since technology has like significantly improved throughout the years, most people, as sad as it sounds, have their phones and staring at their screen probably about 70 to 80% of their day. There's no reason why you can't respond.
Yeah, but what is a acceptable amount of time to respond? Because sometimes it's like you'll be sitting there, I'll see it, but I don't
Yeah.
want to respond because I don't want to have a texting conversation all day long.
Right. Well, I'll say this as an example. There are some friends out there that I do have, not you or you, But
Better
there's
not be.
there's a couple friends I have out there that occasionally what they'll do is they'll just shoot me a text message and be like, "Oh, hey man, like how's it going?" Just normal convo, and then I'm wanting to continue drawing or something like that. I'm really getting into it, and I'd rather not have any distractions. I will usually wait. For me personally, I think it varies on the person, but I think for me personally, I would say about an hour or two, maybe 3, depending on
Max?
what I'm doing. Yeah, because
That's super short. I was gonna say like 2 days.
well, unless you're, if we're talking about like a dating perspective of things, and I don't really know the person, I'm still getting to know them. I'd probably say at least a day or two at most. I think is reasonable.
Yeah, but if it's
not,
5 days, it's way too long.
Yeah, because you're not leaving that person like hanging for too long. Like you could genuinely be busy. Plus, you have your own life to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and sometimes you just don't want to respond. I think that's perfectly fine if it's like you don't want to.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah, but if you're gonna also sit there and after 5 days just you're not interested in that way, or you thought you were interested but you're not, don't ghost. That's one thing I absolutely hate about people is that they ghost instead of just telling you facts. I would rather be shot down by a girl that says like, I'm not interested in you. Like, yeah, it was fun, but I'm going to move on and stuff like that, versus just being ghosted.
What if she hits you with like you're just the ugliest person I've ever met, and I'd rather stay a brother,
I would rather
a sister
hear
and brother
that.
in Christ.
I mean that's
I would rather hear that than I would be just like absolute silence. Because yeah, I can't help that I'm ugly. It's whatever. But
yeah, you're not. You're not.
No,
by
I
the
know.
way,
I know.
But
that's what she said to me at the end, anyway.
She said you were ugly.
No,
not surprised.
But no, like that's how it is though. Is like, don't ghost. I would rather again hear that I'm ugly and then just, all right, I'm ugly and proud, I'll move on. But then it's like you get other things where it's just like I had to throw that in there.
SpongeBob reference.
But yeah, then you get women that will just be like, or, for women, guys, that'll be like, oh, I just don't like your personality. I don't feel like we really clicked or anything like that. But also, they do it way too soon, I feel like. I feel like you should at least give it a month, maybe 2 to 3 weeks at most, before you make a decision. Because I'm not going to sit there after the first date, like, for the women that I've dated, after the first date that I've had, I always give them the benefit of a doubt, because I'm like, okay, maybe they got some stuff going on, whatever. Even if I don't feel like we're clicking right away, like for my last girlfriend that I had, for example, I didn't feel like me and her were clicking right away. And I thought like, this might not work out. Like, I'm not really sure how I feel about her.
Are you together now?
No.
Turns out you were right.
Yeah.
Are you saying you pushed it like more than just one date?
Yeah, like I pushed it more than
feel
one date, because it's not fair to either party. I feel like at that point, like whether you're trying to move on from like a past relationship, or whether she's trying to like give guys another chance, kind of thing. Like, you want to strive to at least, again, give the benefit of a doubt, like step in their shoes, or at least just try.
Yeah.
Again, more than 1 or 2 dates.
Well, the first date is always crap, anyways.
Well, it always is, 100%.
I've had some pretty good first ones before.
Have you?
Really?
Yeah, where it's just like we're talking, laughing, hanging out.
You thought it was great. She thought it was terrible. No,
She went on a second one.
Or
Yeah,
it's either the first or the second. It's either the first or the second is usually like terrible. So like you need to get to at least 3 or 4.
Yeah, but as a guy too, if you go on a first date and you just know you're not attracted to them at all, you might as well not waste their time.
That's true.
Because
Or if
we
it just
do base things more on looks.
Than women do, like with like
Mostly.
emotionally.
So like if you just know right off the bat you are not attracted to this person, I wouldn't waste their time. If you think like maybe there's something there and it can grow, then I'd go for it. But usually on the first date,
That's true. Well, that way can swing towards women too, in a way, because it's not like they're gonna date like the guy from The Whale and like
Is that a really big person?
Yeah, it's a huge dude.
Yeah. They're not gonna sit there and like as soon as he walks in the door through Applebee's and be like, oh, maybe this guy's got a great personality. No, they're gonna be like, I don't know this guy at all. And just walk out.
Okay. Women don't care
To
as
an
much
extent.
about looks, but obviously, like in that case,
Right.
yeah, it's like he's 500-pound couch potato.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Yeah. That's the thing too for both parties. But again, like you are right. Men do look more at, looks than they do like an emotion. Like, man, I bet you she cares a lot about kids or something like that.
Yeah, well, I'm not thinking about that.
No.
No.
It's just that's how women think. Is they're like, maybe this guy's like really good, like as an emotional support person.
Yeah,
or
they
whatever.
do tend to think that way more.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a little bit of looks in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
what? Back to the main story.
Yeah, back to the main story.
Main story.
Yeah,
The
well,
Arizona girl?
So pretty much what happened there was like we were texting back and forth, and then she just didn't want to text back.
What if what really happened is she fell into the Grand Canyon and passed away?
She was out of the Grand Canyon.
That's
She
why
already
there's
knew
no
she was
reception.
home.
Well,
So no, that
there
wouldn't
ain't
have
no
happened.
way somebody let you go, so she died. There's
Right.
no way.
Dang.
Well, she was also from a different state, so that like brings like a whole
Ohio?
What state?
another stuff. New York.
Ew, that's
Oh.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty far. That would be far for me to drive,
She was yeah, that's I feel like
or
that's
her
not
to drive.
I feel like that's not a I feel like that's not a doable long distance relationship.
no. There's
What is that? 17 hours?
Yeah, I think it's 16 if you go through Canada, or 14 to 16 if you go through Canada.
Either way.
yeah, that's too
What
long.
would be the limit for you guys for a long distance?
I don't know because
China.
I'll say my buddy Raiden, he had a girlfriend from
Had
from France. And
Oh man, that's far.
yeah, and so how they met is there's like an
The
online,
country?
the country France.
Yeah,
The
what?
state, dude.
Continue. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's just like that's way too far.
No, it definitely is. But this is I'm getting to like how they met, kind of like
Yeah.
so Raiden, he was taking French classes in high school and stuff, and so he was struggling for a bit. But his teacher gave him like an online website that
Sorry.
that's not a red flannel. We have to end
What?
the podcast.
Yeah,
mean
we
it's
have
not
to
right?
end
We
it.
have to
Sorry,
end it.
sorry, guys. You only get 13 minutes this week. Yep. I'm sorry.
13
Hey,
minutes.
or get out.
Can you imagine we just pan the camera over to the door and you
He's
just,
just walking out.
That would be mean.
By the way, I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
You
so,
already have to go.
Yeah, so I might have to like
Jump
mute my
in.
mic, and you guys can
Yeah, that's fine.
Just-
if you need to.
just keep talking.
Go
You
for
think it. Okay, I'll be back.
So basically what happened with Raiden was his teacher gave him like a website to like an online kind of like language help thing.
Yeah.
And it linked people from whatever language you're trying to learn. So if you're trying to learn Spanish, like Mexico or Spain or whatever, if you're trying to learn Canadian, whatever.
So you had to learn another language for this girl? Is what you're saying?
It's basically so you got him who's in the United States, and then you got her that's in France. And she was trying to learn English and he was trying to learn French. And so what they do
So they can
is
meet in the middle. Yeah.
so they can meet in the middle so she can teach him and he can teach her. And
yeah, teach them.
yeah, she was a really and she was a really good looking gal and whatnot. Like I met her a few times, and her French accent was very thick, and
Yeah.
that was the one thing that I was like, "Whoa, what the heck?" Because I've met some people from different parts of the country before, like Russia, where there's like a really thick, like Russian accented woman, and she was at Walgreens one day with me, and she was like talking to me about some of the cosmetology stuff, and I was like, I don't understand half of what you're saying, but I mean, sure, awesome.
Yeah.
But she had broken English, so that's kind of like how Raiden's ex-girlfriend was. And she had a little bit of broken English, but they kept going for like about I think 4 years.
Yeah, did it work out or no?
No, she unfortunately ended it because she just was not seeing, and it's gonna sound bad, but it was more or less from what I remember hearing is that he was not showing initiative to like want to either move out or get a different job kind of thing. So it was more like, you know, if I'm going to come move to America and me and you are going to get married and stuff like that, because she did. She wanted to like, you know, be with this guy.
So she He didn't get a better job?
No, he worked with me at O'Reilly's, like back when I was his manager. And so
Yeah, but they broke up because like he didn't get a better job. Like
it
she
wasn't
expected more from him.
it kind of
That's
not,
crazy.
Not like that. I don't
Duh,
like
she's French.
wow.
I want you
it's
making
true.
100,000 at least.
Well,
Well,
French
no.
people are very...
You guys are well over exaggerating that factor. What it was is he just did not strive for any kind of initiative to like better himself in a way in regards to like he was complaining about his job not making enough money.
They're not doing anything
So,
about it.
Yeah, so I probably should have explained it a little bit better, but yeah, so he was complaining about not having enough money and all this other stuff, and she was like, "Well, you need to try to find another job." And then he just, was here, and then he was saying he was going to go to college, but he didn't have anywhere to stay. So that was in Indiana or something like that. He was going to college for or something, and there was some other stuff that happened that I won't get into that, but and then it was kind of messed up too because it was when he was dropping her off at the airport.
Yeah.
That. He goes, all right, well, I'll text you when you get home or whatever, or text me when you get home. And she goes, no, you don't have to do that anymore because we're done after this. And then,
Well, it's nice and straightforward.
yeah, it is nice and straightforward, but it's also still pretty.
Slap in the face.
I don't
Yeah,
know
but-
which one's more messed up. The fact that she did it as like because his family paid for the ticket home, like so. She did it after they paid for the ticket for her to go home after, like, I think she stays there for like a month or times whenever.
So she's
they
an
stay.
economist. Like, hey, thanks for the ticket.
Yeah, and then just like, yeah, by the way, we're done and I'm never going to see you again kind of thing. And then there was also the fact, too, that like his family was like paying for all their food and everything else. And it's just like, wow, that's kind of a big slap like to them, too, at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I've seen a lot of foreigners and like on the trail, and a lot of them, like, to be honest, just sleep around like from other countries a lot. I was
Well-
surprised when people said, "Oh yeah, I got one from France," and
Well, 'cause some people-
XYZ, like
Ew.
wherever. It's like, dude, wait, you have like multiple girlfriends in other countries,
what is that?
and like Europe is like really small, so it's like
Mormon or something like that. They do that. crap?
Polygamy. Yeah, but they're not dating them, are they?
Probably not.
What do you mean, like, I got
I
one
think
from
maybe one at a
France?
time, but they'll bag people from different countries. That's like
I
they
don't
do
think
that.
they're dating. I think they're just like...
It's just more lax, is what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
it's
casual.
Yeah.
The
It's
one-
super casual in Europe.
The
Well,
one
that's what girls do whenever they're like, I want to go backpacking in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a
that's-
reason.
I mean,
Yeah,
guys.
there's a
I'm not
reason.
even saying girls. I'm saying guys and girls do that.
Yeah.
Like across the board.
Well, right. I'm just saying from my perspective because usually it's like...
Yeah, there's been girlfriends of mine, not girlfriends, but gal pals, I guess you can say, that have said like, yeah, I'm gonna go backpacking in France, and it's like, yeah, we all know what you meant.
Gal pal.
I don't know what,
What
to
are
call
you,
it. 'cause
50?
Yeah, actually,
You're getting closer.
I am. I'm 32, just 18 more years away.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's bad. But yeah, no, like there's foreigners, like women and whatnot, and men that what I've seen at least right now is like in Japan, for example, the women there are really modest and they're very loyal to their husbands and
I think
or
that's more of an
boyfriends.
Eastern thing,
It is, but at the same time, it's like
which is fine.
and with the modern dating today, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but these American women are just awful. Like, not all of them, obviously, because
we
there's some good eggs out
Can't
there.
put everybody in that
Right.
basket.
But the bad ones, they're just like they're out there cheating, they're out there sleeping, they're out there just either just staying single because they just don't want to be in a relationship. And then anytime some guy tries to like flirt with them and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" or like, "Hey, you dropped your pencil," something stupid, innocent, and then they all get all like mad and just like get away
Stefan,
from me.
that's
creep."
because you're on TikTok.
Do you think that's
And
a
I'm ugly.
society problem? That's more. Well, I mean,
I don't.
No, I'm not
Okay,
just
that could
taking
be.
stuff
I don't
from
know.
TikTok that I've seen, but like
Right, but-
from experiences that I've heard from friends and that I've witnessed like in real life about things like at certain events like Metro Cruise and like even out in DMC Midwest. Not the place in general, but out in Chicago where the DeLorean dealership's at. There's people that like we've stopped at a McDonald's before and stuff like that happens. And it's just like, why? Like,
See, I personally have never had a bad encounter with a woman because I go up to them at the gym. I don't like ask them out, but I'll go to the squat bar that they're using to ask them if I can use weights. Just to, it helps you get
Just a
into comfort.
conversation.
Yes,
Yeah, it
definitely
helps
hit him
you-
up at the gym. That's what Caleb's saying.
Yeah.
I would. If I was more comfortable,
That's
I would.
usually not where you you hit
I think the
somebody
gym
up.
is probably
Is
the
the
worst
gym.
place that you
I
could
think it's
ever
the
go.
best because she's hot.
That's true.
You know
But-
she's
Don't have-
taking care of herself.
That
you-
too. And if you're not creepy about it,
Right.
you can go up to her.
Yeah.
It's the guys that go up to him and be like, "Hey, I like it when you do squats," and they're like, "Every girl thinks I'm creepy," and it's like, "Well, yeah, because you say
Yeah,
stuff like
that's 'cause you
that."
Right. And then you're
You are. Yes, exactly. It's just because you are creepy.
and then you're gawking at them too while they're doing it. And that just makes you look like a
yeah, like
Well, yeah,
they're doing squats, and you're just like,
Because girls at the gym like barely wear anything. Let's just be honest.
That is true.
yeah. Well, I think
I
like
think that's why. That's a
guys need to
stereotype.
train themselves not to look, but girls also need to know like
What's
if
appropriate.
you're dressing that way, the creeps are gonna look.
Yeah, and then
Like
you
the
can't-
guys who don't care are gonna be staring at you.
Right.
It's just how it goes.
and you're
Yeah.
you at that point if you're dressing skimpy, like you can't be mad. You can't. If you're getting gawked at, you cannot get mad, and you have no reason to get mad. But if you're dressing properly, you're wearing the right gym clothes and stuff like
I
that.
want to know what properly is.
Like I would say, like I'm fine. Like I don't get like weirded out if like they're wearing like a sports bra kind of thing, like the tank top, whatever it is that they wear, and then they're on the treadmill, and then they're wearing like leggings and stuff. I'm cool with that, or even shorts. I'm fine with that. Like they'll usually wear shorts like up to their kneecap, pretty much.
That's still kind of hoey.
I
That's
mean,
like half hoe.
a little bit, but it's like
There's like
that.
halfway there.
There's like half houses and then there's like half hoe.
But that I can like not gawk at is a thing. To me, that's just normal gym clothes versus like if they're wearing very skin tight like shorts that like go up to their groin or whatever, and then they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do squats real quick," and then it's like, okay, how are you not gonna look at that point? You know what I mean?
you just have to train your eyes.
Yeah, and
you gotta
it's-
start looking at the lights
Yeah,
like this, like walking around, and that's how I do it.
Look into the light.
yeah, look into the light. It's really not that hard though to have a little self control though. I'm just like because when I went to the gym with John, like yeah, there are a lot of good looking women there, and I had a
it's the
couple
gym.
women, yeah, and I had a couple women on when I was on the treadmill. Like did they just come up right next to me? I'm just listening to my music, working out, and I just give a quick glance and I say, "Hey, how's it going?" Just stuff like that, It's not that bad, and yeah, they may be dressed up in a different way, but I'm like, I'm just here to work out. At that point, if she wants to make more of a conversation, I'll at least open it up to where I'm friendly and I'll want to talk to you by saying, "Hey, how's it going?" kind of thing. But if she just doesn't want to talk afterward, then I'm just going to keep working out. I'm not going to sit there and just stare at them,
You should just like run and then turn your head and just look at them for like.
Why?
On that
I'm
day,
kid- I'm
for
kidding.
no
That would look so
particular
weird. That
reason,
would look so
It
weird.
would
I
look
started
weird.
running. Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest, run. Let's move on.
No, you should do that.
Oh, yeah?
Go with the Forrest Gump joke, and I'm sure she'll be.
Jenny.
Just call her Jenny next to you.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. We're going to move on.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Get us out of here.
What about you, Caleb?
What?
Yeah, Caleb.
How's your dating life going?
I would say it's obviously hasn't led to marriage yet, but it's been kind of fun.
Yeah.
I've been going on dates with girls, which I don't think is wrong.
No.
That's surprising with a looks like yours. I mean,
You're not ugly like me and Ethan.
Well, that's what he just said. Oh, wait, what were you saying? Were you saying I'm ugly?
no.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's surprising because I've been going on dates.
No, surprising you're not married
Oh.
with a looks like yours. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we got a Chad over here.
Yeah. Yeah, Chad.
So they've been going good or bad?
Well, obviously they haven't worked out because I haven't been married.
Yeah.
But I think like sometimes you just have to keep going on dates. I know like in church culture, it's like you find somebody that you like and you just have to focus on them. And then if it doesn't work out, but that's kind of proving to be a waste of time. So I think it's better to just go on a bunch of dates. Obviously, if you're like 2 months in with somebody, you should probably start focusing on just them.
Right.
Yeah, but
But-
go on dates with many women is what you're saying.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, I
if
think
you
that's
have
totally
like
fine.
5 first dates this week, you got one on Monday, you got one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, I think that's fine.
Yeah, as long as
Yeah.
you're not like exclusive and
But
yeah,
then
as
if
long
you
as you're not
dating one of them,
exclusive, you're
yeah.
not like sleeping with them.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I find it weird in that perspective of like
Or
the
if you
multiple people dating like that, even if it is a first date. Because there was a girl that I was trying to go out with on, I think it was Highly was the dating app, and
That's your first problem, but continue.
Wait,
this was like
that's her name?
2022.
No, the dating app is Highly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know
like
that. No.
worse than Tinder.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was 2 years. It was 2 years ago in 2022 when I moved into my newer apartment, and there was this girl named Megan, and she seemed really cool. You know, we were hitting it off pretty good, and we had been talking for like a few days, and I was like, hey, you know, do you want to go out for a date? And she's like, oh yeah, sure, but I'm gonna let you know something real quick. And I'm like, what's up? And she said that she was seeing 5 other guys, and then she was gonna plan a date to have like a whole day thing, like one at breakfast, one like midday, one at lunch, one mid afternoon, to just have them all together. And then she, at the end of the day, she would think about it, and then she told me that the next day, which I think was like probably Saturday or Sunday or something.
Dude, she ain't
That
paying for anything. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying, dude.
Yeah, but the thing is like that's fine if she.
No, was that the drink?
No, it was. It's an empty
okay.
mug.
But she
Empty mug,
was
dang.
basically going to decide then who she was going to stick with exclusively. I'm like, well, how long have you been dating for? She goes, oh, just this week. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
how does
but
that
okay.
work?
The thing is that's fine if she wants to go on like
Yeah, that's
5 days
fine.
in a
That
day.
seems
But why would
excessive.
you tell somebody that?
Yeah.
Like you don't tell other girls that you go on dates with. Like, yeah, I just went on a date with another girl
Right,
yesterday.
because then you come off as a dog, like you're just thirsty all the time.
like a dog, and you come off as actually insecure because you're like you have to let her know that you're
That you're seeing like other
seeing
women.
other people. She should just like let that. You got to let that like go into her mind on her own.
Yeah, because at that point though, then that gets her. in
as
the,
bad as that sounds.
that
but,
I
like,
mean, you're not
You
wrong.
should date less.
But it also gets in her mind then at that point, if you tell her that you have other options, then she's just another option. So then she's just going to dip. My motto is, if I'm an option, don't pick me at that point. If I'm your choice,
yeah, but that's not going to happen on a first date.
well, no,
Stefan.
I'm not saying that. But like, if you're saying like how she told me that she's seeing 5 other guys, if I'm just an option, forget it. I'm out.
Yeah, I think it's weird that she told you.
Nah,
Yeah.
dude, you got to compete, dude. You got to be
No.
number one.
Heck
You got to
no.
be like, hey, look, I can play pickleball.
I can play yeah.
Pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball's so great.
I have shorts for pickleball.
Hey, yeah, dude.
Yeah, you have hoochie daddies? Is that what you have?
No, I know
Yeah,
Kim
bring that
does
up next time. Hey,
Oh man.
lol.
Oh, lol.
Yeah,
Oh.
I agreed. I don't know. That's just too much.
It is too much.
Yeah, it's just weird that she brought it up. That's
Yeah,
all
and that's when I was just like, I'm done with that.
Yeah, that's
so,
that's weird
mm-hmm,
for sure.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So next topic.
Awkward silence.
Awkward silence.
No, it's okay. This is like this is the chill moment when you don't have anything to talk about. You're just like hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah, me too.
Let's
Yeah.
just not say anything and just record.
A solid
Have
5
a 30,
minutes.
yeah, 5 minutes of silence of just nothing happening.
Just the occasional.
Wow. I guess we could talk about like why do you guys think that this dating crisis has happened?
Yeah.
That's a good one. We can get into society
Yeah.
and go from there. That's a nice road.
Yeah, it is.
To go down.
Society and how the world is made out to be right now at this point.
Society.
Yeah, probably social media.
I think, yeah, social media would definitely be.
Yeah, I talked
huge-
with Alec on the latest one about social media.
Oh, we can't rehash that then, right?
Well, we can. It's just like get your guys' perspective on it because we didn't. It wasn't like the main theme of that episode. We just kind of like touched on it a little bit, like the paradox of choice. Because women, and I guess I have to say, and men, which is annoying because I'm not thinking of men. I'm thinking about
Right.
women because I date women.
Right.
They think that they have all these choices because of social media, when in reality, it's like, yeah, they do, but they really don't at the same time because there's always going to be a better option. I think that's the
Yeah.
problem with dating. At least one of the problems is there's always a better option out there. And the thing is technically that statement is true when you think about it. Like there is always somebody better out there
Yeah.
and they're just a click away.
Yeah, that's true. Versus how it used to be, where before like Facebook, MySpace, and all that other crap, like we had to go like at lunchtime and go up to the table that she was sitting at with all of her friends and be like, hey, do you want to go out to prom? The old fashioned way.
But that seemed to always usually work more.
Yeah,
because you actually built
local.
that rapport and chemistry because you're in person.
Right. And yeah, you'd have probably more in your favor. Like, yeah, you'd still get rejected, but at least at that point, it's like, all right, move on to the next one.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's like there was a lack of choice.
Mm-hmm.
So some people did actually have to settle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, where's that balance at? Because if you're like living in a small town with only 50 people,
Right.
and you're a woman and your choices are like Bill Dad and Bobo, it's like, what are you gonna do?
Bobo.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't have anybody else to marry. It's like you got to marry one of them if you want to have kids or have a family or whatever. So it's like there's really like this. It sucks because it's like on the one end we have way too many choices.
And then on the other end, there's not enough.
And on the other end, there's not enough. Because it seems like today, it's like people don't know how to appreciate what they have now.
Yeah.
And so they just like keep moving from option to option to option.
And sometimes those people, like, they could have been really good for you. Like, you could meet somebody, you break up, but then like years down the road, you find out like they're with somebody, but it's like clearly toxic and they're having issues financially or something, or they're just not getting cared for. The guy's a tool, something like that, or the girl's she doesn't care enough about the relationship, so like she's having the guy pay for everything, kind of thing. But yeah, then at some point somebody retaliates, they break up, and then they're like, "Dang, I really wish like I had what I had with this person back." At that point, they immediately get filled with regret. At that point, after that,
Yeah, that does happen.
That's why you make yourself more valuable, right?
that's what I do. I try to,
Like
at
us
least.
individual. I don't know, or
As
people
a,
in
as a
general.
man. As a man.
As a man.
Yeah, I have something that every other guy doesn't have.
Yeah.
Like he's got, he's a Chad and I'm ugly.
Well, it's not just that he's a Chad, but you also have to have social skills.
Yeah.
Well,
like for me, I don't even watch TV.
Right.
And I just read, I work out, and study, do the podcast, music, all that stuff.
And I'm the
Yeah.
total opposite, playing games, not working out.
Like an ugly guy has
Like an ugly basement dweller.
like an ugly guy has to work on that more than like somebody that just has it made like with looks.
Well, when you
right?
look like the guy from the Goonies and he's like, "Hey, you guys," and he's got like that weird.
I'm saying you have
Patrick
to bring something
Can't
more
help
to
that.
you have to bring something more to the table, like
Yeah, like
you know,
Coke,
either Coke. Like a book. I don't know.
or
Well,
even
it's
just
better at social interaction. Or-
social interactions, or maybe there's like a hidden skill, like you can write poetry, or you really
You can play
romantic.
basketball really well.
or pickleball.
Well, yeah, or pickleball. Well, the thing is women do like a man who has ambition. They don't necessarily want millions of dollars. Some of them do, but those are just the ones we see on TikTok that are just like, yeah, he's got to make 6 figures. But a lot of times it's just like they want somebody who's ambitious.
I,
if they see you doing
disagree.
anything.
I disagree. I think that's what they say they want. But I think what they actually want is just a good looking guy. And they don't care about anything else.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. That's my opinion.
So-
or the one with a lot of money
So
and a
you're,
good
you're
looking.
telling me if there's a guy who's very good looking, like a solid
If you
10,
put somebody that has a
Fabio comes walking in. He's like,
Yes.
hey, let me show you to my house. And it's a cardboard box. You're going to be like, yeah, she's going for him because he looks good.
You never know.
You're stone-faced.
There's some girls that could be that
no.
desperate. Man, I got a good looking guy. Oh, where's this
I
place?
think,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
if you
a
don't show them your box, I
computer
think you
box.
would, like, if you had 2 people in the room, one that's really good looking and one that has, like, a huge character, I think she's going to choose the one that's good looking.
Yeah, I can see that.
Even if
Even
the,
guys,
even if
too.
the character, even if they, like, are really good with conversation with that guy that has character, it doesn't matter. They're going to still choose the other guy. I
Well, what
think.
if the guy with good character is like a 7, the really good-looking guy's 10?
Oh, I was thinking like a 5 and a 10, but
Okay, so a 5 and a 10. If he's ugly enough, they're obviously going to choose the guy who's better looking. But if he's like a 7 or 8 and the other guy's a 10, but the 7 or 8 is really good at conversation and he's funny, I think he's going to win her over.
Maybe in a way, but
until he starts pulling out those hundreds or something.
right, that is one thing. Is a lot of, and again, some men are like this too, where, they'll look on looks. Like this girl could be like faithful. She could spell like, oh yeah, I was cheated on, blah, blah, but I'm really faithful to my guys that I'm with and whatnot. And, I'll be there, I'll give you a back massage, whatever, just to woo the guy over. And she's like, she could be really honest and loyal, but then you get like a Kim Kardashian kind of looking girl and the guy's going to go for her because she's got an hourglass figure and all this other crap.
And I'm not saying that girls just do this. Guys probably do it too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, they're just like, oh, who's the hottest girl in the room?
Yeah, guy. Like I said
Oh,
before,
she's dumb.
guys,
I don't care.
Yeah, most guys go for looks. It's just how they're built.
That's how we're built.
I mean, there's like how many? I guess there's some videos. I don't know if there's actually a study, but it's like the woman asks the man, like, "What do you want me to do when you come home? Do you want me to clean, cook, or look good?" And they almost always choose look good. Like they don't care if you cook, they don't care if you clean. They just want you to look hot when they come home from work.
Right. And I'm like, sorry, I'd rather you be relaxed and chill and doing whatever than
I definitely want them looking hot.
I don't want them to like just sit there and like maybe on a date night.
I
sure.
will cook and then we can clean together on Saturday. When I come home from work,
If I don't
you
have
see like a smoking hot wife, you are gonna think
do everything and anything.
Yeah, you would just it would be like nice.
at the same time, if you don't have time to cook, I would love somebody to cook.
But then the other thing is too is that then you get that or she'll get that mentality that your mentality is as long as I look good and hot, then I don't have to do anything. And then she becomes lazy. And then when you stop doing it because you're like, man, I'm tired and just whatever, then she'll just dump you for Fabio.
I thought you were
Or
gonna
Lord Farquaad or whoever she's going after.
Or Shrek.
Or Shrek.
I literally thought you were going to say, and then she gets ugly.
She's ugly and proud. 100%.
Honey, you got real ugly.
That's great. Yeah. And for me, I think it's just, it shouldn't matter at that point, like of how you look, if you're presentable and coming home. Like I would say, if I come home to at least like, if she's got a part-time job or something stupid, let's just say in a perfect world, hypothetically, like I have a really good job, not 6 figures, but a good enough job to where I can have a home. She can stay there. I don't have to really worry
So
about.
in a perfect world, you don't make 6 figures.
I'm just saying in a hypothetical situation. I still don't make 6 figures.
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you're going to go with the perfect world scenario, I'd be like, in a perfect world, I'm making $1 billion.
like it's an average perfect world. How about that? So
Okay.
you get nothing. You're not
Average
making
income.
Upper class, perfect world.
You're
there
not-
we go.
Yeah. So you're not making 6 figures, but you're almost there. But you have enough for a home. You got enough for a nice car.
Yeah.
You got enough for like a really, good looking girl, let's say, that falls for you or whatnot, but she doesn't know how much money you make. And if I am the main bread provider at that point, and let's say she works a part-time job or whatever, like if I'm like coming home from a long day at work, let's just say my job's 8 to 5. I come home, it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock. If the house is like, I would say if it's like clean or at least somewhat tidied up and it's not like a giant mess, I'm like, okay, cool. That's at least one thing because I don't want to come home. I'm a neat freak. That's just me. I would rather come home to like a clean, like picked up kind of like home than just something with like trash laying around everywhere or just like there's stains on the carpet from the dog or something like that. Or like in the aspect of like, I don't really even care about like a dinner already being ready to be made. I could just be that guy that's like, hey, let's just order Little Caesars or something like that just for tonight. Or, hey, I'm just going to whip something in the microwave or, hey, I'm going to make dinner real quick or do something like that.
Yeah.
I would just say as long as they like, if they were in that scenario, just, tighten up the house just a little bit. They don't have to go overboard and like grab the feather duster like they do in the 80s movies. Like one tippy toe on the ladder and just be like getting up on the bookshelf.
Okay, so you said she has a part-time job, right?
Yeah, in a hypothetical above average world.
Yes. I'm just saying because obviously if she has a part-time job, she's what's part-time, like below 30?
It's like 20 hours or so.
25.
So
to
there's going to
30,
be days where she's not working.
Yeah.
So if she's spending all of her day trying to look good, obviously there's going to be an issue. It's
Right.
like girl clean.
And
or cook or something.
And the same rule I think applies too, where like even if I work full time and let's just say she's working and I have the day off or something like that, I'm sure she would even appreciate the house being picked up a little bit, because just because I'm working full time making most of the bread doesn't mean like I just don't have to do crap around the house. You know what I mean? Like, so it's my part of my duty too.
Yeah.
So it works out in both parties where, you know, hey, if I want the house clean, then the expectation is when you're gone that I'm going to clean the house.
No,
You know,
that's all
kinda
her
thing.
job.
Wow. Dang.
Better be totally clean when I get home.
It should be open for both parties at that point, I feel like.
No, you're right. You're right. It's more 50-50. It's not.
No, women have to stay in the kitchen.
Oh,
I thought it was a bedroom.
Oh, wow, Ethan.
gosh.
You know, if a woman and a man are driving and they get in an accident, whose fault is it?
Was it head on?
It doesn't matter. Whose
Accident.
fault is it?
I know where this is going.
The guy's fault, of course.
Yeah, it is the guy's fault.
It
'Cause
doesn't
why is
matter.
he driving in the kitchen?
Y'all are horrible.
It's aggressive.
It's a joke. It's not aggressive.
So when you said that question about social media, I totally thought you were talking about like way back when like likes and stuff like started going on Facebook, where I was like, that kind of changes everything. At least for
I remember the
think
first
for-
time a girl poked me on Facebook, I thought she was in love
dude.
with me.
Oh, dude, same. Yeah, because
Like-
when were pokes? That was like what, beginning of Facebook?
Yeah, that was the beginning
Oh
of
my
Facebook.
gosh.
But like people just getting likes, like
In general?
changed like how they got gratification from it.
Yeah, and
in
now
general,
it's so,
I'm not even saying
now
guys,
it's so
girls, like, both.
expendable, and so
Yeah.
just it's meaningless, but it's still like
Well,
you,
no. You think it's meaningless?
Yeah.
not completely meaningless, but okay. I used to think that if a girl
Like this. Anyways.
liked my post on Facebook, that she liked me.
Yeah.
I don't care what it was. It could be a picture of me smiling. She liked it. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go out together. She's gonna be mine. This is happening. I can't believe she did it. I would think all night what I'm going to message her. I'm not even kidding. I used to do that. Now a girl likes it, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
They really
anymore.
have to show like initiative at that point if they really like you.
I
Like-
think
Yeah, but
it
you
doesn't
could
matter
also-
on that aspect, but it matters on like business aspect now instead. Because like if people have enough followers, they can make money off of it.
Yeah,
So
like,
it's like,
yeah, it's still
it
good
just
to
changed.
It is good to get likes. Like if you're YouTube or Facebook, it boosts your algorithm. The more people that like your stuff, the more it's going to push it out there.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
right on that. So on a business aspect, of course, yeah, it's helpful. But what I mean by it doesn't mean anything is like it's just so easy to do. Like you
Yeah.
just like anything, it doesn't really matter, and you kind of forget about it. But back then,
That was
when I
huge.
would, well, yeah, when I would like freak out if I was gonna like some girl's picture. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I do it?
Yeah.
And then you do it, and you're like, oh, and then I start sweating.
I think other people, not you, but like other people are like, oh, I only got 100 likes on this. And they feel bad because they only got 100 likes on something.
There's some people that are
Yeah,
like
some
that.
people
Compared to,
are
like,
like
getting
that
500 or
because they
something.
need that. That's where they
need that
find their
dopamine,
worth.
dude.
Yeah, they find their worth from how many likes they get.
I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong.
If I found my worth from how many likes I get, I would be dead because
Yeah,
nobody
me too.
likes my
I
stuff.
have like none.
I mean, this is one thing for me. Like, so if there's somebody on, this is me with social media in regards
Yeah.
to the likes. But so if I have a drawing that I did, if it only gets like one like at that point, I'm kind of like, okay, come on now. Like the Titanic drawing I did, you know, like that I spent like a week
Was
on.
it sinking?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And
Duh.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was floating. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was.
At one point.
Over 100 years ago. But yeah, and so if I spend some time on a drawing, and granted, I know I'm not going to get blown up with like 1 million likes or whatever, but if I only get like one like on a drawing, that's when I'm kind of like, okay, really? Like, come on now. I spent like hours on this, and you can't tell me that it scrolled through your news feed and you're just like, you can't just quick like that or something like that. Like, I'm not, again, expecting like 500,000.
Yeah, but it's because you're not quote unquote cool.
Right.
And so it's like the more likes you start getting, the more likes you start getting.
Right.
And what I mean by that is like the human brain is weird and humans are weird, where it's like, say somebody sees your photo and has 0 likes. They're like, I don't like it because nobody likes it. But if they see that it has like 30 likes, it's weird because that same person would be more likely to like that photo because they already see that it has likes.
Right.
Why is that?
That I don't know. I think it's just
I was hoping you
popularity.
would.
Like
Commonality. they want to be on that team, so they want commonality.
Right. Yeah. It's like
That's
they want to be
true.
on the team because that's how it is with YouTube. It's like, I only have, I think like right now at the time of this recording, 68 subscribers.
Dude, that's huge.
Right. Yeah. And it's like,
It's more than me.
yeah. And you don't get any views on YouTube, but once people start watching, it's like, oh, this video has 500 views. I'm going to check it out. But if it has 0, it's like, I don't want to watch this. Ew.
right, unless you're Jacksepticeye or somebody else. It's
Well,
like stupid
I don't know
popular.
who that is.
You don't know who Jacksepticeye is?
No.
He's like early YouTube, like PewDiePie, Markiplier, like that early YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't know who any of those guys are.
I hate.
Don't,
Excuse me.
Don't wide mouth gasp me.
I hate views without any likes though. Like you'll be like 200 views and then 0 likes.
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
really, I think it's the duration that they watch that really boosts the algorithm.
That's true.
Because on TikTok, I've had videos that get a bunch of likes but barely any views. But then I've had shorter ones where they're more likely to watch the whole thing, get a lot more views because once TikTok doesn't care about likes or dislikes as much. I don't think YouTube does either. They care about how long they can keep you on their
Yeah, because
platform.
they have like an analytics thing
what
that
it
shows up. Because like if you're just rambling on about something stupid, like you're just talking about dinosaurs or something like that, and it's just like the same dinosaur for like 30 minutes, most people it'll show you like where they stop at or where they skip to like see if another topic is being talked about. And it's like, at that point, then that's where they drop. And then YouTube's like, okay, you got to change it up here, bud, because your videos are like tanking bad. You're not making us money at that point.
I think long videos are like not the thing either. Like
So, it
all of them
depends
are
on the
short.
length.
Everybody seems to go in short.
Yeah,
though.
that's true.
Like
It's-
compared to
it's-
what it used to be.
Yeah, it's a lot harder, especially for me, because like the episodes are what, like
X
yours
amount,
is
yeah.
like 2 hours almost every time, and it's
Good
like,
job, dude.
Yeah, I know, right?
and it's like people don't want to watch that whole thing. But also, you have to remember they don't know who we are, so it's like, why would we watch 2 hours of 2 people that we don't even know?
That are ugly. I mean, what?
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you were there, it'd be 3 ugly people.
I know.
Yeah, non-red flannel.
Yeah. I didn't take it out
I'm not
because I
even
was
wearing
hot.
Yeah.
I was too
It's a
hot.
heavy jacket. Okay,
It's a heavy-
It's a heavy jacket.
It's heavy.
Oh
You guys are
man.
killing me.
Well, you're making me alive. So.
Yeah, blue flannel.
All right. Well,
You know that sound on Arthur when they drank a milkshake? Like that straw that was like the shake was empty all the time and they're
Dude,
just
I
sucking
have
air.
always wanted a sugar bowl.
A sugar bowl.
what's a sugar bowl?
Well,
That's the drink in Arthur.
no, it's the place that they go. It's
yeah, the
like
sugar
it's like
bowl.
a bar for high schoolers, but it's soda and ice cream.
that would be so cool.
I know you could just
It'd
like
be
go
like
there.
Wits
And
End from Adventures in Odyssey.
No, you know what I want? You remember the
yeah, it'd be the same idea.
You remember the Goofy movie, the pizza and the cheese? Just like when they picked it up, the cheese just drooled.
Yeah, but I always hated that scene because the guy with the earrings was just like sitting there in his shirt and his underwear, and I was like, oh, he's
the
so
cheese guy,
gross.
the Leaning Tower of Cheese. That guy.
Yes, he was just nasty.
He was a little smoky. Woo woo. That was him in like I think it was like Powerline.
I do want to go to one of those poetry clubs where they're like, not necessarily snapping the
Yeah,
fingers,
they're-
but just like that type of atmosphere where
Yeah,
it's like you're
it's
just,
just chill.
hanging out and somebody's doing poetry. I think that'd be kind of fun.
I've been there a few times. It's very chill.
Like a coffee
Very chill.
shop?
Kind of. They have like different areas. Okay, for example, for me, like there's a place downtown. I won't name the place, but they'll do poetry night every like Wednesday or Thursday.
Tell us after.
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
They'll do poetry. I think it's Wednesdays and Thursdays, and you get people there. They'll do the snapping of the fingers like as the applause and whatnot. And I'm like, dang, that's pretty good. Like it really speaks to you at that point. And plus, then again, everybody in the room is just chill with you. Like I could sit across the table from another person and we'll just make conversation just because, wow, that poem was like really good. you know, or like it really spoke to me at that point, like about my life. Like I'm going through some trauma or something stupid like that.
Was it?
Yeah, because trauma's stupid.
Did,
Yeah, tell that to the camera, Stefan.
Trauma's stupid.
did anybody was like, yeah, that was terrible. That was a terrible poem. Didn't like it.
I didn't really.
I don't think anybody would ever do that because it takes a lot of guts to go up there. And anybody who's yeah, it's
You
like,
suck.
yeah.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
I
No.
totally butchered the quote. You got it right. There.
You can't do that
SpongeBob.
in real life. Ooh, that's another thing with social media. Everybody's slamming people online.
Oh yeah, but
Can't do it in person.
But and that's the thing too is we see like this huge political divide. First of all, the political divide has always been here. There was a literal civil war in the 1850s.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's always been here. But it's just blown out of proportion because on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, whatever it is, you see two people just going at it. But that is not the case.
Going at it.
No.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
like as in fighting. Yes,
Oh, okay,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Ethan.
That's what I thought too. Okay,
Yeah,
just
we can
clarifying.
tell. They're arguing back and forth, and they're extremely angry at each other. And that we see that, and we think that's the norm, and so it puts it in our mind as if that's the norm, but it really isn't. When you have a discussion, I have liberal friends, okay, and when I tell them my political views, it's like we can be
friends.
civil
you know,
and friends, and they actually see my point, and I see their point. And you actually find out that you kind of agree on a lot of things, and things aren't really as bad. But the reason why we get so mad is because we see two people on YouTube Shorts screaming at each other, and that's just
Right.
that's not the real world.
because the world's out to divide us at that point. Because that's exactly how
And that's
it
what
is.
sells on media. Like two people agreeing isn't going to sell on.
No,
but
you gotta butt heads. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say more.
No.
Yeah, just that.
That's it.
Just the
Yeah.
silence right there was great.
Yeah. So Ethan, what do you think of Bigfoot?
Bigfoot.
He's the scariest known.
I
Scary.
I do not believe in Bigfoot.
Oh, we got an
I thought we
unbeliever.
were gonna go a totally
Ooh.
different way with that.
Now we're really butting heads
What,
now.
with Bigfoot or
No,
with the
about-
social media?
No, about going into politics.
We can go into politics. I just wanted to say the Bigfoot thing is kind of a joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
Because he's the scariest thing known to man next to Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly.
We just have to bring him up. I'm confused.
Because Bigfoot's funny. All right.
What do you
I don't
guys think
know.
about Bigfoot?
I think it's a demon.
Yeah. It
I
ain't
think it
so
doesn't
much
exist.
for politics.
It just doesn't exist. No, we can come back to that.
Yeah,
but-
we can come back to it. But Bigfoot is and we already discussed it in one of our episodes. But
Which one?
big.
Bigfoot?
yeah, Bigfoot.
Politics.
Bigfoot. Well, it's political season, and this is probably going to come out. I think this will come out. I think a week before after the election day.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? It's election week.
This week?
It's this week.
It started on
starts
Monday,
Yep.
and it goes until
Monday's today.
next Tuesday.
Yeah, it is.
Today is Monday. Yeah,
So it's election
you're right.
week
today.
this week. I
start
thought
today.
it was like next Tuesday's when we vote, right?
Tuesday's when we vote. Yeah.
Right, and I think they're taking Monday off, so they're not doing it like next Monday, but Monday to Sunday,
That
and then
sucks.
Tuesday.
Because
and
the
that's
only
it.
days I have off are Sundays and Mondays.
I'm pretty sure
Well, they're doing it on Sunday, but
Well,
Oh,
you
okay.
can usually go pretty late on Tuesday anyway. And I'm pretty sure they have to let you leave work to go vote. Like either
they do.
during
It's a
the
law.
day or like early or whatever. Or let you come in late.
yeah.
Okay, I got you now. Because, well, that was the thing is like back before I left O'Reilly's and came back, is I just went on like my lunch period because I lived on that side of town where my old store was. And so it was like, it's just down the road. I'll be in and out, no problem, which it was. It was in and out. And then I just literally came back to work and just did whatever. But now that I'm on this side of town, it's like, and I'm not in the same position that I was before, it's a little bit more challenging because, again, my schedule usually I have Sundays and Mondays off and I work Tuesday through Saturday. So it's like, how late do they stay open? Is it like 6, something stupid
think
like
it's
that?
8.
Yeah, it's like 6 or 7.
I think it's 8.
Oh, it's 8. All right.
But again,
Yeah.
your job has
He knows.
to let you leave early.
Right. Which would be nice because
Yeah.
I would rather just leave early, like for the day. Like, oh yeah, you're out at 4. All right, leave at 3 then. I'm like, cool, I'll do that. I don't
But
care.
Harris is going to win.
I don't.
What?
No.
You think so?
I think so. I think they're going to do what Russia does and like kind of cheat. Have you seen the signs around Michigan?
I've seen a lot of
There's
Trump
no
signs,
way
dude.
you. No, I'm talking about like billboards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't seen any of the Kamala billboards? They're everywhere.
Kamala's
Maybe I
everywhere.
just don't pay attention.
The thing is up north, there's a lot more Trump Vance than there is Harris.
Billboards?
I saw a Trump thing
Billboards
downtown.
and even just little picket things in people's yards. Like there's a lot more. Like back where my parents, like in Hershey, like there's a lot of Trump billboards.
But
And
that's a small town. You ain't in Grand Rapids.
no, right. And
And they're
Grand
not gonna
Rapids
get a
though
high
is like
vote
a
either.
place where unfortunately a lot of stuff happens. We had the riots with George Floyd and all that other crap too.
People from
where
other towns.
Those are liberal. That's the liberal side right there at that point, and so it makes sense.
Yeah,
They
but
still
there's
have Black
also-
Lives Matter crap up there in frickin' downtown.
There's those signs that say like it's like his name is Dwight, and it's like I'm a former Trump supporter. I am a gun owner. I'm voting for Kamala this time. There's this big billboard, and there's tons of those.
Well, even
And I don't think they're convincing. I don't think they're meant to convince people.
they're just meant to
They're
drag
really
the other
bad
person
at
down.
convincing if it is.
Yeah, well, I think they're meant to instruct us. I think it's meant for like the idiot people to be like, see, that's why she won because all these people are changing their
I could
minds.
see that. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
they just
if
have-
they tend to cheat, which I don't really know if they cheat in elections. I
do.
wouldn't put it past them.
Watergate, fine example.
They're saying
Yeah.
she's losing in like every state right now.
That's what
I've
but-
heard.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. But it's like, which means you need to go and vote because a lot of people are going to be like, well, I guess you don't have to vote.
But then here's the thing, though, is that if it does come down to her winning, I already know it's going to be a landslide of her cheating because how it worked even before with Biden and Trump running again against each other back in 2020, there was a few ballots that were missing that mysteriously just got lost in the mail, and then they found them and they were all Biden magically. So it's like that's how if most of the U.S. is voting Trump right now, and then all of a sudden Harris wins magically, they're cheating 100%.
Well, my prediction is they're going to focus the cheating on like Ohio and Michigan and
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
But
ones
then-
that you have to swing.
Yeah, but then California out of nowhere is switching Trump. That's my
That would be crazy.
that's my prediction.
If it went,
If it actually happens, I'm going to be so happy
that'd be
because that would be
nuts.
crazy if California switched.
It would be. It would-
Exactly. So that's
Yeah, it'd be
that's,
like New York switching. That never
Yeah, or
happens.
that you could flip flop California and New York for me.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like if one of those flips out of nowhere and
Or
then all of a sudden
North Dakota goes the other way. Democrat.
I know mostly South, I think. Wow. I think mostly South is, from what I've heard from people that live down South, like Texas and whatnot, is they're all Trump.
well, South and the Heartland is usually Trump.
It's just hard because of cities.
You notice how it's
And-
like
yeah.
Cities are just-
opposite of like the Civil War and stuff like that, where you have like, what was it? It was the North versus the South, where it's like the North had like the freedom of like,
We just have to stop for that.
there was like, you know, like how when slavery was an act and whatnot, like the
Yeah.
South is the one that owned the slaves, like felt like slaves shouldn't be free. And then you have the North that's like, nope, you have freedom. Now it's reverse, I think, at this point, where the North is more like, not like with slavery, but, you know, just as an example, like now they're switching sides. And
well,
now,
technically, it's like the Democratic Party. People think that like we flipped, and like now all of a sudden the Republicans don't like black people, and Democrats are all for black people. But really, Democrats keep them enslaved. It just looks different
yeah. Well, then
by
even-
saying like, "Hey, we'll help you with these government handouts.
We'll
like
pay you out, yeah.
well, you need our help. You can't do this on your own." And they keep them stuck in these places for decades. It seems like it's like Burton Street has not changed. It's still all
No, it
Harris
hasn't.
walls.
Well, and then too, here's the other thing is even on Spotify too. This is the dumb part I hate the most because I'm a huge military supporter. I support the vets, active duty, fallen soldiers, whatnot. My
Yeah, I
family's
don't
been in
support
war.
any of that.
Neither do I.
You were in the Navy for a little while, weren't you?
And I have a
For
brother in the
literally
military.
3 weeks when I got sent home from boot camp, so I don't count it.
Still
as,
in the Navy.
I still signed my name, sure, but I wasn't actually
Like,
I've been thinking
Dude,
about
you
going
can
back.
sign your name.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can join the Navy up until 37.
Really?
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's not as straining as Marines.
What is the Army age cutoff? 28?
Something like that. I think
Probably
it's like
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
27,
I know. I
28.
think Marines is 27, but I've been thinking about rejoining the Navy just because it's like I'm not necessarily. I don't really want to weld forever, and it'd be kind of cool to be on a ship. I'm not gonna lie.
That's true. But then you also have to think of like what happens if you get struck by a torpedo or something like that.
What happens if I'm in a war zone and I
Yeah.
get
Yeah, what if-
sniped?
well, I'm just
what
saying,
happens if
though.
I'm driving down my car and a pothole or a sinkhole comes in?
That's
and I
already
fall?
worse.
What happens if a semi goes out of control? And
What if
hits my
somebody comes
car?
through that door and kills you?
Yeah. Well, that's not going to happen because I have my base.
No. Wow.
Yes,
okay.
we got it in. Let's
Okay,
go.
so he walks in. He's like, "Why is there a chair on the inside of your bedroom door?" And I put a chair.
It was like right
And-
in the walkway.
Yeah.
I was like, why is this doing here?
Okay. First of all, nobody's walking
ahead.
into my room except for me. Okay.
No,
So
that's not true because I just walked into your
Yeah, but that's not like a regular situation. Not people aren't always visiting
That's
here.
true.
every
That's
day.
true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
So shut
All
up.
right. So,
And- So
Got
every night before I go to bed, I walk through the bathroom. I lock my door on the like the bathroom has a lock, so I lock that. I go in my closet, through the closet into my bedroom.
he has
and
a
I-
huge walk-in closet with 2 doors.
yes, thank you for the description.
Yep.
And then I put my chair in front of my door, my bedroom
A
door.
little bit overextensive
And-
for
and-
Well,
Get this.
you guys are really, really bad at listening, but very good at interrupting. So I put my chair in front of the door. So if somebody breaks in the front door, they're not getting through the bathroom. I'm going to hear them by
Right.
this time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If they come through my room, that chair is going to fold. I've tested it. It folds and falls down. So I'm obviously going to be awake by that point. There's also a stand like a foot in. So they're going to think that's a person because they're disoriented. They're
Right.
breaking into my apartment. They have no idea.
Maybe it's dark.
Yeah, maybe it's dark. Well, not maybe. It is dark.
It is. Well, I mean, unless they
not
turn on the
maybe.
light. but
So
yeah.
then I have my base next to my bed until I get my shotgun. So if they walk into the door and I'm just like this and I slam down on their head, that is not going to be a good feeling for them.
No, it's not.
They're going to dream world. Unless they're in a bad place, then they're going to nightmare world. And it's a solid body base, so it's not going to break in half. It's full force, back of the head or the front of the head, getting smacked with a base.
It's very descriptive.
That's
Yeah,
what's
so he
happening.
just has a base next to his bed.
Yeah, so I have a base next to my bed. Then and that's gotta be worse than getting shot with a shotgun.
Probably.
Can you imagine? Because a shotgun, you're dead. You're not gonna feel much.
Well, not unless you shoot their kneecaps out or something stupid.
I'm not aiming.
Here's
With
the
a
thing.
shotgun, I'm aiming at the
I mean,
door.
you don't have to. You just have to spray and pray.
Here's the thing.
Exactly.
Your front door is so big, though. I gotta say, it's so thick. Like, there's no way anybody's breaking through that door.
Yeah,
There-
but
There's a
in
window
the
right there.
event, yeah, but a window you're gonna hear.
Oh, yeah.
Then they
Yeah,
have to worry
windows
about
allowed.
stepping on glass. So it's really not the most practical way of breaking into somebody's house is through a window.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really want to get is bear traps. Can you imagine putting bear traps all over your house and they
What
step in it?
happened?
I'm just saying.
Did you have somebody walk into your room when you were younger, or?
No, I think it's from all the horror movies that I've watched. It's like I never want to deal with that. But can you
wouldn't have to.
imagine if somebody walked in, stepped on a bear trap? They don't even need to go to jail. They're never breaking into somebody's house again.
No.
Because a bear trap would be
If I got
the
hit with a
most
base,
agonizing pain in the entire world because you're still alive and you no longer have an ankle.
Especially if you remove the release.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you ain't getting away at that point. You're not getting off scot-free at that point because
Yeah,
how are you going to remove it? You chop off your own leg and hobble to the hospital?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
those things are hard to. Those would go into your bone, like.
Oh, yeah. No,
person's
they're
Yeah,
meant.
they go into a bear's bone. So they're meant to go into a human's if they were walking.
You could slice a human's leg off probably.
And I
with
wouldn't
that.
have to do the like turn the other cheek in the Bible. Like I wouldn't have to worry about that because they stepped on it. Mm-hmm. It ain't my fault. You stepped
Yeah.
on that.
So
Like,
then-
you walked in and stepped on something that you shouldn't have stepped on.
So after they're in the bear trap, you hit them with your guitar.
What a double whammy right there.
Yeah, literally. If you had a whammy bar too on your guitar,
broke
it'd be
into
even
the
better.
wrong house.
Exactly. And then it like teaches them a lesson. They're like, I'm never breaking into a house again. Boom. You're the justice system.
They might die from that too.
Well, then they're really not breaking into somebody's house. Because they
That
dead.
is true.
Because they dead. I would actually like tell them, you know, the leg gets cut off, be like, repent and believe. I'd save them, and then they die. It's just, and then they're off.
Repent and then you die. That's it.
Yeah. So
What defenses do you have in your house, Stefan?
I have my
Or
gun.
none? Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, well, I want to
I don't
get.
have any.
I want to get a shotgun. Pump action, because with a shotgun, I just have to hide in the corner and aim at the door
Yeah.
because they're not coming through the bathroom. I know that already. Then all of a
Yeah.
sudden the chair falls, and then it's like, bam! I'm not even giving a warning shot. Like, I'm just shooting.
This got really like
You know. I guess I do have a bow and arrow, so I could use that.
Ooh, all right, Daryl Dixon.
Close quarters bow and arrow.
I have to go to the bathroom again.
Oh
Again,
my
dude?
God.
Wow, you're at 2 and we're at 0,
Yeah,
bro.
yep.
What are we gonna talk about now?
I know.
Talk about your bow and arrow.
Did he just say?
Okay. So I mean, I'll say this real quick about I mean, since we're really off topic about the whole dating thing. So I was telling Caleb one of these days that I want to bring in my bug out bag and kind of go over it because
You have a bug out bag.
yeah, I have a bug out bag. So my
I feel
plan
like we
is
talked about this once.
this is one thing, and I told Caleb on a podcast. I don't know if you heard in a couple episodes ago when I was on it, where
I don't think so.
there was
but-
one part where it's talking about like where an apocalypse kind of thing could happen. Not like an apocalypse like zombies and all that crap, but like where basically no matter who gets voted for, there's something that's going to happen. Whether Harris gets elected or whether Trump gets elected, something is going to happen at that point. So I know somebody that knows someone that is updated.
That is
with
a person.
That is a person
Yeah, I know
that is up to date with the most kind of like.
That's
things
right.
that
You were
happen.
supposed to tell me last time who this guy is because we can't say on here, but you can tell me.
I'll tell you next time. Yeah, but
Okay.
the bug out
After
bag.
the podcast.
But yeah, basically,
Patreon, you know?
what ends up happening is that if something happens to where
I don't have
like
that.
they're gonna shut down crap or something stupid. Like I'm not one of those superstition guys where it's like, oh my gosh, the end of the world's happening
Are
tomorrow.
you a little stitious?
I would say a little.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fergalicious.
Yeah, I mean, my family has like
We're gonna move on.
a meat.
So yeah,
Sorry, I totally missed that.
So the bug out bag I have just in case of the event that I need to get out and go on my own. Like, because right now, that's also part of the reason why I have a motorcycle. Other than the fact I've wanted one for years, same with tattoos. I have
Do
wanted,
you have a tattoo?
I have 6.
Oh,
Yeah, I have 6 tattoos.
Where have you been?
where? Okay, yeah, I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
one there on your
Well, yeah,
arm.
there's 1, 2, 3, and then there's
Dude,
4, 5,
I
and
just
then
don't
6.
pay attention enough. Probably.
No, you're good. But yeah, the motorcycle in a likely situation where you need to get out for
Likely.
one, in a likely situation, the interstate is going to be the most crowded because if you've seen any kind of like horror movie where it's like, Doomsday or something like that, or a good example, Cloverfield
Or just Florida.
or Florida. Yeah, there's that.
Like a couple weeks
the
ago.
highways are blocked.
Oh yeah, with the hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The highways are blocked and people try to get out because they're like, yeah, this is the quickest way. But on a motorcycle, yeah, you're very limited on at least off-road terrain versus like if I got in my Accord and like was going to go off on a country road trail. But I can weave in and out in traffic and take side roads a little bit easier. And if I need to go off-road, then at that point, I'll have to just be more cautious, but I have more range at that point. Plus, I have a like almost 5-gallon tank on my Honda Shadow. So
5
that's
gallons. That's not that much.
it. But I got
But for a motorcycle, you can go about as far as a car.
you can
300 miles.
yeah,
about.
it's about 300 miles before fill up. And then I have a gas light on.
Philip who?
Yeah, but
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
some trucks have 2 gas.
Yeah, but that's a semi truck you're talking about.
No,
or just like
there's some older trucks that
like an
have
R10
2.
Chevy.
That have what, 2 gallons? So
Yeah.
you go like 600
Yeah, it's
miles.
like 40 gallons in each one, so they have 80-gallon capacity.
Wow.
40 gallons. Good Lord.
I mean, they also get crap gas mileage. So
Yeah, but then when you're looking at it through
Why
a
not just make one big tank? Why not? Why is it like two tanks of 40 gallons each? Why not make a 80 gallon?
visual, probably like with
you can switch
marketing.
over. I don't know.
But yeah, like the motorcycle
Anyways.
is more of a versus it's more of you can get out easier
like
and have little to no trouble with.
I feel like on dirt roads it wouldn't be good though.
No, it's not. Trust me, because back in
It'd be
Cedar,
terrible.
when I visited my folks out
Back
there,
roads isn't exactly just dirt roads every time.
No,
Right.
I'm just saying dirt roads it would not be good.
but that's the
Yeah.
thing too, is that like so back in Cedar where my
An
folks
astute
were at the
observation.
RV, they would they have a dirt road, and so that motorcycle you'd have to go slow on, but it was an actual dirt road. So because if you turn one wrong way with your fork, then you're done at that
Yeah.
point. Like you're gonna tip your bike, or something's gonna happen, or you're gonna slide a lot easier. Braking is not that easy on dirt roads too on a bike, but you have a lot more. What's it called? You basically have more.
Maneuverability, yeah.
You have more range and more freedom to be on a bike and just get out of Dodge if you need to than I would be in my car.
I wouldn't need to go anywhere because.
So you're planning on holding down the fort in your
Yeah.
bathroom?
Well,
Let's pretend
my
everything
family
around-
has a group spot where we meet if stuff goes down, and it's actually at my house. So
Can I be part of it?
I'm planning on going
If
down
I get
south.
a gun,
Maybe,
can I be
sure.
part of it?
Sure. It's a far
Sure,
drive for you though. Like everybody else that we all live in Middleville.
It's
so-
not. Well,
Dude, I can't tell people. Oh my
You know
God.
what?
I'm
As
not.
soon as the
I'm not saying.
revolution,
I'm not saying give away your position.
Yeah, so that
as
is
soon as the revolution happens, as soon as everybody on this podcast
Yeah,
are
I
in
can't wait
Middleville,
for
they're
every
all
sentence in this podcast to get flagged by the FBI.
I'm just saying,
FBI.
I'm going south.
FDA.
That's where I'm going.
FBI.
The
I'm not
CIA.
that far from you.
I mean, it's still like 30 minutes.
30.
Yeah, but if everything's going down, it's not going to fall apart in 30 minutes.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Either
I'm
way,
just saying we
either
have
way,
a
you
gathering
can't
spot.
stop me. I know where you live. I'm going to be.
I know where you live.
I will provide shotgun shells.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You only have shotgun shells. Not even a gun.
If
You're just like
if a revolution happened, I'm not a sniper. It's not going to happen. I'm going to be frontline shotgun.
Do you already have the shotgun shells, but not a shotgun?
No, I have the shotgun. It's at my parents' house, but it's a single shot. I want to get like a pump action.
Yeah, my dad has
Like a
like a
12
loader
gauge?
that's like.
What?
Like a 12 gauge pump.
Yeah, well, 12 gauge is what you want. Or if you can get a 10 gauge.
Yeah, my dad has a pump that's like 6.
If they sell semi-automatic shotguns, I'm getting one of those. But I don't know if they sell them.
I don't think they do. I mean, when I went to
Well,
Cabela's,
semi-automatic is like,
yeah, you have to pull the trigger every time. But
Yeah.
a semi-automatic is, or an auto, whatever,
Yeah, but a
boom,
pump
boom,
is
boom,
just
boom,
fast.
boom, boom, boom.
Almost as fast.
Or
Like you
the-
just shoot it and then you pump it. Like,
yeah.
It's not even that.
But if they had an AA-12 with like the big barrel
Yeah,
shotgun, that would be my choice of weapon.
They-
If a
I-
revolution happened, I would be frontline. I'm probably gonna be the first one to die. That's okay, because I don't want to be like,
I don't want to be alive anymore.
yeah, exactly. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be worried about everything. Like if I'm
die.
if I'm back of the line and you see all your comrades dying, all of your army, like
yeah,
your
people run the other way typically, but you're saying you'd go the other way.
yeah, I'd be like running,
go!
charge them with like a shotgun and just giving it my all, and then I'd be down.
Yeah.
Because they're all, if you're like the most nuisance enemy on the battlefield and you're like shooting with a shotgun, like, they're like, get that guy down. And then you're dead and then you don't feel anything.
No, the worst is like a machine gun in war. To be honest.
Machine gunner?
Yeah, machine gunner. That's usually
I'm
the guy
saying if
that's,
you have a machine gun shotgun,
yeah, I
you
mean,
are,
yeah, but it's
you
not
are
range.
public enemy number one.
But an
It
assault
doesn't-
rifle is way better.
Yeah, but if you're in their face and you're just like,
Yeah, if you can get close enough. If they, I don't know.
I would be close enough. I would wait for them to be like, I'd wait for them to like go over me, and then I'd just start like blasting them in the back with my shotgun.
Can I intervene for 1 second?
Yes.
I think I have a new.
I knew what.
You're gonna have to retitle this whole podcast.
That's
now.
fine. Yeah, I know.
Dating
topic?
modern
Oh.
dating and guns.
Dating, guns, and politics
Dating, guns,
is
and
what it's probably
politics.
going to be called.
I'll say this right now. I have a Taurus G3 pistol. It's like, I think it's one that cops use. Not nowadays, but I forget the actual one that they mainly use. But a Taurus G3 is like one that cops use, and it's a 9 caliber, and or a 9 mil. Same thing. But yeah, it's a good gun. I haven't shot it yet, is the thing, but it's really good. I'll say that from the reviews that I've seen. It's very good, and it doesn't have a whole lot of kick to it, like where it's gonna like blow your back out or anything like that. Like it's
What?
but
Why would it blow your back out?
you know what I mean?
Gonna blow your
Like,
back out?
No, I'm saying.
Are you saying?
No,
We don't.
I'm saying.
We don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying blow your back out is in like you're gonna feel back pain like from getting like the kick
like
your
from the
back
from a
strain.
shock.
Yeah.
But it's not your back; it's your shoulder,
Well,
dude.
no, but like if you're stiff enough, like in your
Yeah, it's true.
Then-
like the kickback, it's like
Yeah.
it'll like
kind of knock
you
you
got
back
an
a little
old
bit.
lady back or something.
Yeah,
you
but
ain't gonna hurt your shoulder from a pistol, Ethan.
yeah,
No,
you,
I said
you hold
shotgun.
it. Yeah, if you hold it in front of
Oh,
you like that,
okay.
then yeah, you're just gonna, you're still having
Okay,
that upper
so
back.
what use are you gonna be in a war with a pistol?
I mean, I can't
That's a
snipe worth
side-
crap. Have
that's
you
a
seen
side-
my snow goggle of glasses? I can't snipe worth crap.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, a pistol is more of a sidearm. You either need to be a machine gunner,
Well, that's what I'm-
shotgunner with me,
Assault rifle.
or assault rifle.
Well, I would probably stick with a shotgun and pistol because the
So
thing,
you're dying in like the
no,
first
'cause
30 minutes
here's
of
the
war
thing.
with me.
If I need to get out of Dodge and I'm on my motorcycle, the pistol's going to come in handy because I can still ride with one hand on the throttle and brake, and then I can use my other hand.
How often have you practiced
See,
that lately?
Not enough, but
All this doesn't matter because if you don't have air support superiority, it doesn't matter.
what do you mean air support? What are we
Air-
calling in an airstrike?
No, I'm
Enemy
saying,
AC-130
you're saying-
if
bomb?
somebody invaded us and they have air superiority, it doesn't matter. They're just
Yeah,
gonna kill
yeah.
us.
Okay. If we're
But-
talking about somebody invading us,
If it's
Yeah,
invading,
there's a
yeah.
difference.
Yeah,
We're
right.
talking
We would
about like
have-
just a civil war.
Oh, are you
people
talking
going-
just people go crazy and
Yeah.
just people view people?
but I do want to talk about if we were
Well, not
at
zombies,
war
but-
with invasion
Yeah, that'd
from
be
another
different.
country. There's no way they're winning because we have the government with
Oh
us.
no, everybody would die.
No, we would win because okay,
Well, yeah,
say,
yeah.
say
But-
Russia comes over here and invades us. Okay, they have to deal with first the government, which the government forces are gonna like battle each other. But then, can you imagine being on the ground as a Russian soldier and you're like going through a neighborhood? It's like, oh, here's grandma with a shotgun. Like
Exactly,
that's
yeah.
your easiest enemy is grandma with a shotgun.
Mama Coco.
Unless,
Mama Coco.
unless you are that country and you can actually convince half the population that it's okay, like that we're doing this. That's the only way.
Well,
Because then you got half versus half, and then it's
yeah,
like,
it depends because I actually am learning Russian on Duolingo right now.
So you're becoming a Russian spy, is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Well, I'm taking
Caleb,
one for
you
the
want to
team.
go bowling?
The FBI is watching me, and you guys plan things.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Dude,
you're
you just
you're
said it
planning
on
to
a
go to Nova
podcast.
Scotia.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Anyways,
So you're planning to go to Nova Scotia. Is that what your plan is?
Yes.
Comrade Caleb.
That's Canada, isn't it?
I don't know.
Nova Scotia? I think that's Canada.
but yeah, if it's anarchy, I'm in a good spot because my brother-in-law's in SIG, so he's got a lot of guns.
Maybe you shouldn't say that publicly. But you just-
We'll cut that out. Why can't I say that?
Because he's in Middleville, apparently.
actually, no, they don't know who he is. So I was just.
I didn't say you lived in Middleville.
Yeah, he also didn't say his name.
No, did not.
He lives in.
What's his name?
It doesn't
matter, dude.
That's true.
Well, I mean, if it's an emergency, I feel like he would be able to use those guns.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, normally you would not.
Yes, normally he would not. He actually doesn't have them available right now. It's just like if an emergency happens, the magic barrier goes down, he can
Dude,
get them. Boom,
why
you're safe.
why can't I not say that?
You can, but I'm just saying. Because I'm afraid of like government buyback with guns, or
yeah,
they
but
come.
SIG
They,
sells the guns to the government.
oh, well. Then,
I mean, I don't know. I don't think that would happen.
The government needs a
necessarily-
business
They're
to
not
sell
necessarily
them
his.
guns?
Like they're his, but they're not because
the
they're technically
government
borrowed.
needs businesses to
Yes,
sell
but
them guns.
businesses bid for the guns from.
Every time I talk to people in this country, I'm convinced our government gets dumber.
It's always
Yeah.
been that way, though.
Well, they
like
don't- they don't-
Browning, the
they
Browning,
don't
that's a
get dumber.
company.
Yeah, I know Browning's a company.
Yeah.
I didn't know the government was like,
The
hey,
government
we
has
need
to-
people's company. We need people to build us
It's a
guns and sell 'em.
huge thing because, like, if they get if like SIG gets their gun into the government, it's like that's a huge sell. Like, you know, X amount of dollars.
I
you know?
understand that. I just thought the government would have like the army creating guns, but I guess our government is just as dumb as I thought they were.
No, everything is made in
No,
China or some other company or country. Like it's just like how GM,
That is not true. Vermont,
Dude,
is our
everything-
gun.
But here's the thing, though, is even our cars today, Chevy, GMC, Ford, they're all garbage vehicles, 100%. My brother's Chevy Avalanche, that thing is not going to outlast a Honda. It's not.
And that is the one qualm. Well, that's one of the qualms I have with capitalism. I do not hate capitalism. I think it's the greatest economic system. But in this system, you are right because Chevy and Ford and all them,
It's the
they
same
don't.
thing with guns, though.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
care. They just want to make money and they want
Yeah.
people to come back and buy more. Whereas Honda and these other companies from foreign countries are like, we want to make the best thing that's going to be best for you and last forever.
Right. Like I had my old 1991 Honda
I
Accord.
remember.
That thing I had for 10 years and I got it from 230,000 miles to over 500 and it was still chugging. The only problem it had was that rust was holding the entire thing up. And that was that. And that was right when I scrapped it
I mean,
at that point.
Chevy and Ford technically isn't government, though, is it?
No, it's not government. It's American.
But it's American.
It's
made.
American.
made.
American made stuff
Yeah, but
is
well,
not.
SIG is American made.
Yeah, but didn't you just say it's the same with guns?
I mean, it's the same with guns, as in, like, the government isn't good at making, like, anything.
Which is
They
in the United
just
States.
buy it.
Correct.
So that's what.
Well,
I meant. That's the
it
point I was
wasn't.
trying to
It
make.
hasn't always been that way
No.
because it's most of, like up until recently, it's been the capitalist market where everybody is trying to make the best of the best, and that's why capitalism works. Because if
Yeah.
you are a gun company and you make this gun and you sell it for such and such, but Johnny Bogarty down the street is like making a better gun. And he can make it for slightly less. It's like, whoa, what do we got to do to change? And that's why capitalism works. But I
Make the
think,
best thing, yeah.
yeah, it is the best thing. I agree. But I think there's times where it has gotten out of hand with like when we think of cars, Ford and Chevy. It's like Hondas last forever.
Yeah, they do.
They really do. So do Toyotas.
You could go 1,000 miles over without changing your oil, and the engine's still not going to blow up.
And that's because different countries like Volkswagen too with Germany, like they're trying to make something for you that's going to last forever, that's going to be the best quality. Whereas in capitalism, we can get stuck in, well, we just want to make as much money as possible. So we're going to make a car that lasts 180,000 miles like a Chevy. And then when it does, it craps out. Boom, you got to buy another one. You owe us more money. Whereas with a Honda, it's like, I remember his Honda Accord was what, 250,000 or was it?
It capped out when I scrapped it. Again, it was still chugging on the original engine and transmission at over 500,000 miles on it.
500,000?
Holy cow.
500,000?
Yeah, 500,000.
500.
It was like 529,000
Are you
miles.
sure it wasn't 320?
No. Because I had that thing for over 10 years and I went to Lansing and back and Chicago and back. I did a lot of traveling in that thing
Okay,
for 10
well,
years.
You
I'm gonna
say
take
a
your
trip
word.
That's only a couple thousand.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take your word
Sorry.
for it. 520,000 is a ton.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, so I can't. I'm gonna have to take Stefan's word. But yeah, they do last forever.
And Kia, like, well, I think those are just cheap.
Kias are
People like buying them.
garbage. They're
They're not garbage.
Yeah, they are. They had a
that-
whole recall of their engines blowing up on people.
Dude, you
Well,
called my
everybody
car
has
garbage.
recalls.
Yeah,
Can't
there's.
believe it.
There,
I forgot
and
you have a Kia.
You
I
do
feel
have
like-
a Kia. What do
Yeah,
you
but
have?
I also see them all.
You have an
all over.
Optima.
No, I got the one that everybody steal. Don't steal my car.
Kia boys, the Kia boys will come and steal.
Yeah, Kia boys are gonna come steal my car.
But like, I'm sorry, but from my experience of like people that I've had personally that have had Kias, and then also me being an O'Reilly manager and having to deal with the Kia dealership.
Kia.
Yeah, the Kia dealership. And they have had nothing but recalls and issues with their vehicles, like nonstop. Like
Yeah, but-
Kevin, one of the guys down there on Plainfield, he was sitting there and he goes, yeah, man, like this is our third engine replacement of the day today. And it's like, why? And he goes, oh, because, there's oil leaking into the rods and all this other crap, or there's like a blown head gasket. And I'm like, well, what's the mileage at? Is it over 100? Is it over 200? He goes, no, it's at 30. And I'm like,
Yeah, 'cause they didn't take care of their car when they were supposed to.
The only acceptable thing
That's what I
find
think.
for Kias, and I'm not personally attacking you, but as Kia as a car owner, they are only good for student driver testing. That's it. That's the only use of a Kia. A Kia.
Then why is it like 25% of people are driving a Kia if you look around?
I mean, because they're cheap.
Is it because they're just cheap?
They're cheap.
Is
that
that
people
just
just want the
because you
cheap
own
car?
one and you happen to see them more?
No, I literally because they have two different symbols. They have the you know what I
The
mean,
old school
the
and
old
the new
school one
one.
and the new school
How
one.
cheap
I
are
feel like
how cheap are they?
there's a lot out there.
You can get a Kia for...
I think you can get a new one for like 25.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Okay.
A newer
and
Honda
that's
is
cheap.
like 35.
Okay, that ain't that cheap. And how long are they lasting?
That's cheap in car standards.
And
for
car
new.
standards, yes,
Yeah.
but how long are they lasting? Because if it's like,
Oh yeah, I don't think they're lasting that well.
okay, if you
I wasn't
told-
saying
if-
that. I'm just
if
saying
you
people
were
are
to
buying
tell
them.
me that they lasted 200, maybe 220,000, I'd be like, yeah, okay,
I don't think
I'll
they're
get a
old
Kia.
enough, but I don't know. Maybe
But
some of
the
the older
fact
Kias.
that they don't last that long is the problem. You can make a cheap car. If you make a cheap car and it's like 15,000, but it only lasts 150,000,
That's fine.
I'll buy one.
Yeah.
$15,000.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll buy one. But 25,000.
I think it's
That's-
21 to 25. Yeah.
Yeah,
somewhere in
well, either way,
But-
it's over the 20,000 mark. That's a lot of money.
Well, and I was going to say, too, with back to the Honda Accord, too, I also had an inline 4, which Honda has been known to make the best 4-cylinder, whether inline or not inline, 4-cylinder engines.
I was gonna say people don't even know what that means is inline.
Yeah. They make the best 4-cylinder engines. They last forever. You could beat the crap out of it, and it's still going to get you from point A to B. Their V6s, probably not their best, but still pretty decent. Their V8s, garbage. I'll say that. I think I'm going to stick with Honda because I've had the best luck. I had a Jeep at one point. That thing exploded at 300,000 miles on the dot.
That is pretty good, though.
Yeah.
300,000
For a Jeep, yeah, because Jeeps are known to have a lot of electrical and mechanical issues. I mean, it was cool. I like
Ethan's
driving.
pointing up his finger. What do you want to say?
I was gonna say,
Judy Hopps is staring at you right now.
yeah, dude. Why?
That looks like a dude to
She's
me.
been staring at me.
It's
for
got
a
the
long
mustache.
time, dude.
Those are whiskers.
But
no, it's the mustache necklace.
Oh,
electric cars, though, they're super expensive,
same on both.
and they were blowing up a while back.
which one?
The
Teslas? Yeah. Teslas,
Like, what's
Rivians
up
are
with
actually
that?
pretty good.
Not
So-
my Elon Musk.
Yeah, I know. I mean, even if it is expensive, sometimes it doesn't last.
Yeah. No, Teslas are
Guess who's
garbage.
got to go to the bathroom again?
Dude, no way.
No,
you know what the problem is?
Soda for me is it's a diuretic, so it makes you pee a lot.
Oh,
Make
yeah,
it-
yeah.
And I probably have maybe it hits me more. So
You know what
I'll-
else
I'll be
makes you pee a lot?
What?
Water.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I will.
But-
if we were all forced to get electric vehicles at this point, because that's what they wanted us to do, is
No.
I would go with a Rivian. I'm not even going to lie. It's a unibody.
What is a Rivian?
It's-
I don't
it's
know
a
what
truck.
that is. Oh,
Yeah, it's
I should look that up.
yeah.
to be
Rivians.
honest.
They're actually now the Amazon partnered with them, and they have delivery vehicles that are now all Rivian electric. They're so far they're pretty expensive, like $80,000 or so, but they're pretty good electric vehicles so far compared to like a Tesla.
Yeah.
Like, and then same thing with
They hold up better.
Oh yeah, they hold up way better.
Are they like? This is what I have a problem with electric cars is they're so freaking heavy, dude.
Yeah,
And
because the
I think-
battery's like $20,000 to
And
replace
like
too.
the brakes are like super expensive. It's like, dude, this car just has nothing but problems.
Oh yeah. No,
Like-
there was Tesla rotors, I believe, somewhere that I saw that like somebody for just regular customer price was like almost $150-$200 for each rotor. And I'm like, are
Yeah.
you kidding me? And they're not even like special, like vented or whatever. They're just like a solid rotor. And it's like, are you kidding? Like that's ridiculous. And then even
Yeah.
too, the problem with electric vehicles now too, the batteries are like $20,000 starting. And you have to
you
be
can't afford that if it goes out.
No, and you have to be a certified technician in that. So, like for Tesla, you have to be a certified Tesla technician. And plus, Michigan right now, Yeah,
Is
that's
that the Rivian?
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
Rivian.
yeah.
They're cool looking. And the thing is too is that in Michigan, since GM like we're the automotive state pretty much, they don't allow Teslas to be worked on or whatever in our state. So you have to get it transferred over to another state that's certified to fix your Tesla to get it looked at.
Dude, I think they did that with Amazon vans too.
Yep.
They must have to do that. Which I
Yeah, but
think
Amazon's-
that doesn't create a free market. That's
But
that's
that
bullcrap in my opinion.
to me, I'll say this
Okay,
much. Right?
two things. First of all, Rivian cars are awesome, even
Yeah.
though they're electrical. And what are you saying doesn't create a free market?
If you can't work on an electric car yourself, like the battery and stuff like that.
No, I mean you can do basic stuff like brakes and stuff, but when it comes to the battery, yeah, no, you have to be certified because that's like lethal crap. Like one false move, you're done. Like
yeah,
you could
but
die.
why can't you just get certified in Michigan?
Because
where they
owned
would be able
because
to.
GM owns the whole automotive industry and that's competition, and Tesla's Elon Musk. So that's
We are moving to a less free country.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not.
It's something.
Well, it's the
I mean,
same-
I don't want to say like just accept it, but it's true.
Well, yeah. I mean, because again, it sounds crappy, but like for example, like the what was it that happened? The forest fires in Hawaii or something like that happened.
Yeah.
There was something was about. I think it was. I don't think it was Oprah specifically for the person, but they were looking to get more land, and so people in the residency were
Yeah,
like,
they were going to
no.
buy the land, right?
Yeah, they were going to buy the
government
land,
Was?
and people were like, "No, you're not doing that." And so those fires conveniently burned down that area of land, and then anything that was marked with a certain thing was untouched. Like there's property out there that was like it doesn't even look like anything like went by it. No fumes, no ashes, no nothing.
Oh,
and,
we got to investigate this now.
Right,
We
and-
got to put
then
put something
Oprah,
around it. Oh,
Oprah and Dwayne the Rock Johnson come in and they're like, "You need to give us money." It's like you guys make billions of dollars a year. I think you can afford it. We can't. I can't even get rent.
Yeah, Stefan, we talked about this in the last one. We don't want to go too into it.
Yeah, I know, but it's like that. That's just how it is. Is like the people like not being a free country anymore. It's like that's how people literally are nowadays. If you're not gonna give it up, then we're gonna take it from you. At this point, it's not gonna be your
Yeah.
freedom. That's like what the
well,
First
that's
Amendment.
that's what they're doing. Sorry, go ahead. What the fourth? What?
That's freedom of speech is what amendment? The first one, or is that
I think
the second?
it's the first one,
Because
isn't it?
second amendment is guns.
Yeah.
Second is right to bear arms,
Yeah,
Freedom of press, I think, is number one. Which
Yeah.
is
which I think is also freedom of speech.
right. So
yes, yeah, it involves both.
yeah, so it's like if they're, just going back and forth on that, it's like, okay, cool, but you're also creating more problems if you're not letting us be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's what big businesses are doing with real estate too.
Mm-hmm.
Is they're buying all the real estate and renting it out to people. It's like, why are you guys buying real estate? Doesn't make sense.
No.
But so what about Florida? That's like
Well,
more
wasn't
recent.
there
I
was
don't know if
something
you
with
guys talked
lithium or
about
something
that.
like that, wasn't there?
That was Hurricane Helene in North Carolina,
North Carolina. Okay.
and that's
Well,
just a
we can
conspiracy
talk about both,
theory.
yeah.
Well, we did kind of cover this on.
Oh, you did?
on our last one.
I didn't
yeah.
know. Sorry.
Yeah.
haven't
Well, I
listened
mean,
to
we
that
can
one.
we can talk about it again. I just don't want to go too into it because
we already talked
I
about
really don't want repeat
Yeah.
Yeah.
conversations. But the theory is that. So I don't know if the government can create hurricanes, but I think they can.
That's a theory, dude. There's no way.
Yeah,
Really?
there's been a theory for like
Well,
the government
that's what
controlling weather
climate
and crap.
control is. If they can control climate to be good, they can most certainly control climate to be bad. If that's
Mm-hmm.
the case.
Yeah, they could sit there and be like, "We're gonna have the worst winter in like America in 30 years or something like
yeah,
that."
I just think that's hearsay, though.
Yeah,
like I
it-
don't
it-
think they can actually even create
Well,
weather yet.
I mean,
What about cloud seeding? Like I'm pretty sure that's proven, where they add water to the clouds and they make it rain.
well, yeah, and even
Yeah,
too.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
as a dumb example, but like like how they have ski lounges like Pando and Cannonsburg, they use fake snow.
Yeah, but that's so small scale.
Right, that's small scale, but just imagine if they had something that could go up there or do something that they put in with the crop dusting or some stupid crap. And then-
Either way,
Dude, I
Yeah.
crop
the
dance all the
theory,
time.
we're gonna move on.
We're gonna move on. The theory is that they were doing something with the weather during Hurricane Helene to North Carolina because there was like either it was because there was lithium or it's like a very Republican area. So they're like trying to extinguish it,
Yeah.
the entire area. The theory is either that they created rain or more water, because if you look at it, it's a ton of water, or that they're not helping them on purpose because it's.
I feel like they lost more votes over the country because they didn't send any help. Like the government just didn't even address it. It felt like, you know.
Yeah, well, not every move they do is smart.
No.
It's like sometimes the things they do is the things they do backfire on them. I will say that.
Yeah, I think that one's one that backfired.
Yeah,
For
I
them.
would say like if it's true that they're not trying to help them because the whole entire area is Republican.
Yeah.
If that's like really what happened, then of
That's
course
kinda
it's-
crazy.
Then of course it's going to backfire because, like I said before, there are a lot of liberal moderates out there who are going to think about stuff and be like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Because I don't know if you saw Tony Hinchcliffe was at the last Trump rally.
Yeah.
You know who
Way
Tony
to support-
Hinchcliffe is,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like
is it
Kill
a comedian?
Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kill Tony.
Yeah. Dude, I really want to watch that show, but anyways,
It's funny.
the Kill Tony.
A lot-
I haven't seen any of
A
it.
lot of it's funny, especially when Shane Gillis
Except for
is
the
on impersonating Trump. Like, he's so good.
I love Shane Gillis.
Yeah, it's funny.
He's so funny. Yeah.
But Tony Hinchcliffe was at the latest Trump rally, and that just blew my mind because
in
he's.
Grand Rapids?
I don't know
I'm
if it
just
was
kidding.
at.
I don't know where it was.
Awkward silence.
Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, it's. I don't know which one it was, but he was at it, and it's just crazy to me because he was known as a very liberal guy, and it's just weird the culture shift that like Republican conservatism, Christianity has been such a counterculture now, where it's starting to now we're in the section where it's starting to push back. Because the 70s happened, the feminist movement comes, the drugs,
Yep.
everything that happened in the 70s. It was like Woodstock
Yeah.
and promiscuity, hard word to say, but like people sleeping around, all of that stuff
Oh, okay.
has been like the norm for over 50 years now.
Yeah.
And so Christianity and all that has become counterculture, and now we're starting to see, I think, a pushback. Because to have all these famous people now starting to support republicanism is kind of weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look too, like, granted, I know Eminem's apparently been anti-Trump since, forever, but he just came on the news recently at a Kamala Harris meeting or rally or whatever, and he was talking crap about Trump and all this other crap, and I'm just like, apparently there are people out there that'll sit there and be like, well, I'm not listening to his music anymore, but apparently he's getting a lot of backlash from it or something for him just trash talking Trump. It was just like when Tenacious D, Jack Black's band member, he's out there and goes, don't miss Trump next time during the assassination attempt. And now like Tenacious D doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's just like you realize you're being an idiot at that point.
Yeah, we're now seeing so much backlash where if you come out as the other side,
Yeah.
now it's costing you.
Yeah.
Whereas before, like 8 years ago,
It
where
didn't
if you
really
came
matter.
off as a Trump supporter,
Yeah.
that would cost you.
Well, Mark,
Yeah.
Mark Hamill too. Yeah, he's a liberal.
Yeah, well, he's a nobody. He had Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
and that was a good role.
And he's Joker. That's the only thing I'll give him right now, other than Star Wars.
Yeah, but he's not known for Joker. Like, he may have been a good Joker.
He is Joker.
Yeah, no, he's the cartoon one.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's not popularly known because, unfortunately,
yeah.
Heath Ledger took that role.
That's
And
true.
and everybody who thinks of Joker now thinks of Heath Ledger. It's not Mark Hamill.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But anyway, it's like we're now seeing the counterculture as conservatism.
Yeah.
And so we're now starting to see this pushback, especially with like Joe Rogan is now leaning more towards Trump.
Yeah. Did you see he had him on?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then even streamers too. There was this guy named Aiden who's on Kick.
Aiden Ross.
Yeah,
who
he
did it. Yeah.
He literally had Trump on stream. Like it was like holy crap. Like that's I don't think a president's been on like streaming service like that before.
Yeah,
He was
Logan
on
Paul had him.
Yeah, Logan Paul had him. Aiden Ross. There was somebody else I feel like
Theo
that had him
Von.
too.
Theo
Theo
Von had
Von.
him
Yeah.
on.
But Theo
Yeah.
Von also did have Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
but he's
crazy, dude.
But he's two for. Well, I think it's good to have both, but it's two
No,
for one
that was
because he had Bernie Sanders, then he had Trump, and
Yeah.
then he had JD Vance.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to see that now we're seeing this pushback with the counterculture as conservatism.
I think some people have really realized that, like, the Democratic side is a little bit crazy, though.
Yeah, well, even too
In
like
the
when,
last couple of years.
well, when me and my brother John like went to the Trump rally, that was like right by our house. We saw his parents, by the way. They were in line, and I
Yeah, they did.
yeah, we saw
What
them in
side
line.
are you on?
And the thing is like we literally like we stood in line, we made conversation. There wasn't any like, yeah, like F Joe Biden and whatever, like that kind of thing. And there wasn't any craziness, and there wasn't, I'm sorry to say it, diaper wearing people where they're like having a diaper over their face, like, you know, because COVID still apparently exists today where we need to wear a mask mandate thing. Like, there wasn't any of that. And then we didn't have anybody like saying, yeah, you guys suck. You support Trump. He's got corn hair and everything else. Like, there wasn't any of that. It was all peaceful. But then if you look at like the rally meets for like the Biden Harris Foundation, they had to have a free concert to get people to go. And then when the concert was over, they left. I don't know if you saw that. And then there was also too,
Probably true.
where there was a they showed this. There was a green screen of the audience over like at the Harris rally at one of them. There was a green screen on the back portion where like the camera would be facing her essentially, where it was all backdrop with people. And then like around that was a bunch of people, but there was a whole section that was just empty. And so it's like, so not a whole lot of people showed up. So it's like, and then you have AI that's an influence now too. They found out that part of Kamala Harris's photos of like her coming out of the jet and all this other crap, all AI generated with the crowd and everything
What?
like that. Yeah. Because
crazy.
AI has a problem with hands and languages when it comes to like signs and stuff like that. Like they found where a guy's holding up his phone.
I don't understand it either. It just does.
There's a guy that
I was going to say something else, but
he's
it
holding
would
up
be
his
too,
phone,
too racist.
and he's
so.
got 7 fingers holding up a phone, and then there's a girl holding up a sign, and it's like looking like a weird video game Russian combination, like of like lettering and stuff. And then you have people where like they're facing away and stuff, but then their glasses are like looking all funky. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it's totally fake.
But
So it's
Kamala
totally
looks,
fake.
Yeah, Kamala looks fine. And then there's other events too where there's another rally, and then guess what? It's all AI generated, and again, hands and signs like that don't even you can't like if you go to a Trump rally and you see their stuff like out in Pennsylvania or even in Michigan, you can see pictures of it, and it's perfect, crystal clear. You can see Trump Vance, you can see vote for Trump, and all this other crap. You can see people having 4 fingers and a thumb. It's like, okay, they're really trying to make themselves look way better than
I really
Trump.
like that you differentiated the fact that the thumb is not a finger. So good for you.
It's true. I hate people that sit there and be like, "Oh, you have 5 fingers." It's like it is a thumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
First finger, call that the middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. You know, it's not a thumb finger. Sounds
Well,
weird.
if it's the middle finger,
yeah,
technically,
but that's a special
Index
occasion.
finger.
Yeah, the index finger.
pointer finger.
Yeah. So it's just one of those
Anyways, we
things.
know our
Yeah.
know our fingers.
Yeah.
We know our fingers.
My ears start to hurt on this side.
Pinky finger. Anyways.
My
Take
glasses.
them up. See, that's why bathroom breaks are great because my ears don't hurt at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to take one, both me and you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Caleb's got us beat by 2.
Yeah.
You're checking your time. What do you have to go at a certain time?
Like around, like before 9, I would say, and it's already 8:18.
Okay. Well,
No.
I was just checking.
I was going to say something else with the politics.
because I have to work tomorrow and I get up at 5:30.
yeah.
I'd rather
Well, we'll make sure you're out of here before 9.
well, I mean, like I'm talking like leaving at 8:30 at the latest. Yeah,
10 more minutes then?
yeah, just about like 12 if you want to be exact.
Well, then we got to plan these earlier because, like, I'm not even close to being done.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm down to do it again. It's just it has to be earlier for me at least. Like if it's a
I'm
Monday,
okay
like
with
what
it
time do you
earlier.
get out of work usually? Like on Mondays, like
I
5.
can get out at any time.
You can.
Yeah, if you want to do it at like 4, I can do it at 4.
4 o'clock would be like fantastic because that's when my brother's kids get home, and then it's like they're already at home, so they can watch the kids, and then we can just keep going.
Yeah, because there's so much more we can talk about, but I didn't know I didn't realize you had to leave so early.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on a better sleep pattern because I've been arriving to work like 20 minutes late. Even though Elizabeth don't care, it's just she just is like, yeah, you know, you're supposed to clock
Wait,
in
so
at
you have
7.
a girlfriend?
No, that's my boss.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
my bad. I was like, Elizabeth. I don't know.
No, she she just is like she don't care because she also has the same issue.
Dude, I thought
It's
we
just-
weren't taking names, dude.
Well, you know what?
Well, that's it's not.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, so it's just I'd rather try to get on a better sleep schedule where I'm going to bed early, and that's where I'm like, all right, it's about 8:30, and I'm going to try to go to bed around 9:30. So I'd rather get home so I can have time to get some sleep,
Right.
to a degree.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but yeah,
Well, at that point, what were you gonna say?
The only other thing I was gonna say is, well, we might go for maybe another couple minutes because, with, you were talking about Harrison, taking the election, even though there's nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying nobody's actually coming, right?
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about like buying, pretty much buying the election, like
I
through
mean-
Google and advertising and all of that.
money can
That
get you power. At that
You mean
Yeah.
because it would like for more like output?
yeah, it's just the Democrats seem like they have more of the news outlet right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So even
well, I mean,
though
the billboards around Michigan, of course, they have
Yeah.
more money.
yeah, exactly,
evident.
kind of like what you were saying. But
I'm not talking about picket signs either. Like picket signs are individual. I'm talking about like billboard signs that say.
yeah, I know.
like
what you're
on you're on
talking
the
about.
highway. and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Biden
Yeah,
haters.
but even through Google, just like pushing that narrative and just all that, it's like it makes the race a lot closer when it's like you have all of that power there. And like historically, the Democrats have had more money in general that they put towards. It's like it's actually surprising that any Republican has won because of how much money they have more.
Well,
If
Trump
you really
could
look
probably
at the numbers.
Trump could probably pour in his own money at that point.
Yeah, but it's still not the same compared to how many people are like donating.
no.
Like it's millions. Like it's more than what Trump has.
Yeah. If
Is what I'm saying.
I mean, imagine if a million and Democrats have at least 1 million people donating. Imagine if even one person donates $1. That's $1 million.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they're donating a lot more than just 1 million.
Yeah.
So they're making a ton
Yeah, it's
of
rich
money.
people that are like, well, I can get a favor if I get this person in.
Yeah.
And I guess that kind of brings up like the big pack mentality, but which nobody wants and nobody likes.
Yeah.
But that was only the last point. I don't know if you want to close out with that, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can.
we'll just close out with that. So, everybody, thank you so much for listening and have a blessed week. Bye. I love you.
Bye.
Bye.